Once upon a time, there was a young girl named May. She was an orphan. Both of her parents had died when she was still very young. Since then, she had been living all alone in a small, old hut that her late parents left behind. Life was not easy for her. There were days she had nothing to eat and nights when she cried herself to sleep. May was not a happy girl. Every day, she would sit in front of the hut, lost in deep thoughts. Sometimes she would talk to herself or even cry. She often spoke to God, pouring out her pain. God, she would say, why did you take both of my parents? Why did you leave me all alone in this world to suffer? Look at my mates, they are in school, laughing, learning, and enjoying life. But here I am, wasting away with no one to care for me. Is this the life you want for me? Please, God, have mercy on me. Give me a better life. These were May's daily cries. She was tired of suffering. All she wanted was a chance, a better life. One afternoon, May went into the forest to fetch firewood. The sun was hot, and she was sweating, but she didn't mind. That was the only way she could cook or sell a little firewood to buy food. As she bent down to pick some dry sticks, she suddenly heard a voice behind her. May, the voice called softly. Startled, she turned around quickly. A beautiful woman stood there, dressed in a long, flowing gown that shimmered like water. May stepped back in shock. How do you know my name? She asked, eyes wide with fear and surprise. The woman smiled gently. I know everything about you, May. I know your pain. I know your struggles. I know the tears you cry at night when no one is watching. I have seen it all. May was speechless. Who was this woman? How could she know so much? I want to help you, the woman continued. I have come to change your life, but you must trust me. Tears filled May's eyes. Finally, someone wanted to help her. Her heart jumped with joy and hope. Yes, I want help, May said quietly. Please help me. The woman brought out a shiny ring and gave it to her. Take this ring, she said. Wear it tonight. When the moon is high, go to the river and stand by the water. You will see us. From tonight, you will no longer be an ordinary girl. You will become one of us, the daughters of the water. May blinked in confusion. Daughters of the water? Yes, the woman said. We are from the Mermaid Kingdom. We have chosen you to join us. From now on, your life will change. Wealth, beauty, and power will be yours, but you must become one of us. May held the ring in her hand, staring at it. Her heart was filled with questions. She was happy that someone wanted to help her. But joining mermaids? Was that what she really wanted? She had heard stories about them, both good and bad, but she was tired of being poor, tired of being alone, tired of suffering. If joining you will give me a better life, then I accept, May finally said. I will do anything to escape this suffering. The woman smiled again. Good. Tonight, we will welcome you. Be ready. And with that, the strange lady disappeared into the forest, leaving May standing there, holding the ring tightly in her hand, her heart pounding with fear and excitement. That evening, when May returned home from the forest, she sat quietly on the wooden floor of her small hut. The place was dark, and the only sound she could hear was the crickets outside. She stared at the ring on her finger, her mind filled with thoughts. So, it has finally happened, she whispered to herself. Just like that, I've been initiated into the Marine Kingdom because of this ring. But honestly, if this is the only way to escape poverty, then I don't care. I'll do it. I can't continue like this. I'm tired of suffering. God knows I didn't choose this life. May looked out of the small window, watching as the sky turned dark. A small smile appeared on her face. I can't wait for night to come, she said softly. I want to meet them again. That night, something strange happened. As May fell asleep, she found herself in a new place, a beautiful world beneath the sea. The water was clear, glowing, and filled with shining stones. Around her stood many beautiful mermaids with long flowing hair, glowing skin, and powerful eyes. Welcome, May, they said together. May looked around in awe. She felt calm, almost like she was dreaming. One of the mermaids, the same lady who had met her in the forest, stepped forward. Tonight, your new life begins, the mermaid said. You are now one of us. But you must listen carefully. If you want to be rich, powerful, and respected, you must do exactly what we tell you. May nodded quickly. I will do anything, just help me come out of this poverty. The mermaid smiled and waved her hand. A scroll appeared in the water and floated toward May. She opened it and read the words, Open a hair shop. Sell our hair. Any woman who wears our hair becomes one of us. This is your mission, the mermaid explained. You will open a beauty shop. We will supply you with all kinds of expensive and beautiful hair. Every hair comes from our kingdom. Once a lady wears it, she joins us, without knowing. She becomes one of us, connected to the marine world. May's eyes widened in surprise. So, every woman that wears the hair will be initiated? Yes, the mermaid said. But don't worry, they won't feel any pain. They won't even know what's happening. But as they wear our hair, they give us a part of their lives, and that gives us more power. In return, you will grow rich and never suffer again. May looked around again. The Sea Kingdom was peaceful, beautiful, and powerful, and her life had been nothing but pain. In her heart, she had already made her choice. I accept, she said. I'm ready. The mermaid smiled and clapped. Suddenly, a bag of money floated toward her. It was heavy, full of clean notes and gold. Use this money to start your shop, the mermaid said. From now on, your life will change. When May woke up the next morning, she thought it had all been a dream. But then she saw the bag of money lying beside her. She gasped. It was real. That same week, May used the money to rent a shop in the town market. She painted it beautifully and gave it a fancy name, May's Luxury Hair. Then, just as the mermaids had promised, bundles of beautiful hair started appearing in her room every morning. Curly hair, straight hair, long hair, colorful braids, all magical, all powerful. She arranged them neatly in her shop. Very soon, ladies started trooping in. Young girls, students, workers, rich women, they all came to buy from May. Her shop was always full. Her business boomed. Within a month, she became the most popular hair vendor in town. But what no one knew was that every hair bought from her shop was not just hair. It was a doorway into the marine kingdom. Every woman that fixed May's hair became spiritually connected to the water spirits. Some started acting differently. Some had strange dreams. Some began to lose interest in normal life. But they never suspected a thing. May, on the other hand, was living her best life. She bought a big house, new clothes, and even hired workers. Everyone in the community admired her. They called her a young boss, a successful woman, and many came to ask for business advice. But she never told anyone the truth. Behind all the wealth and beauty, she was working for something far greater and far more dangerous. But deep inside her, she started to wonder, what will they ask of me next? May's hair business was booming like never before. Her shop, May's Luxury Hair, had become the #1 place for women to buy hair in the entire town. There were always crowds, and people even booked appointments just to buy from her. Her name spread like wildfire. Everyone admired her success, and many wished they could be like her. But only May knew her secret. Whenever her stock ran low, she would quietly walk down to the river. There, the mermaids would appear and give her more beautiful hair, soft, silky, colorful, and magical. May would thank them deeply, smiling with joy. She was now living in a big mansion in the city, with cars, workers, and everything she once dreamed of. Her suffering was over. In her heart, she believed the mermaids were the answer to her prayers. Finally, she would say to herself, God has blessed me through the marine kingdom. I will never lack again. But one afternoon, something strange happened. A man walked into May's shop. He was calm, dressed in white, and held a Bible in his hand. He didn't come to buy hair. He came with a message. May, he said with a deep voice, your game is up. You must stop this. You are destroying many lives through this hair business. God says it's over. May looked at him and laughed. You? Who are you? You can't stop me. I'm rich, I'm powerful, and nothing can happen to me. But the man of God did not argue. He quietly began to pray. He raised his hands and started casting out every spirit of the marine kingdom. Every dark power holding May's life, come out in the name of Jesus, he shouted. Suddenly, something happened. The ring on May's finger, her link to the mermaids, began to burn. It glowed and then disappeared into thin air. May screamed and fell to the ground, shaking under the power of the prayer. Her body became still. A great silence filled the shop. The man of God walked over and gently touched her shoulder. It is done, he said. When May opened her eyes, she felt different. Free. Light. Like a huge load had been taken off her shoulders. Tears ran down her face as she realized she had been delivered. The man of God took May to his home and gave her food and water. Then he looked at her and said, May, your time with the Marine Kingdom is over. You've been separated from them forever. By now, your shop and all the hares in it have disappeared. They are gone because your soul no longer belongs to them. May nodded slowly. She was still in shock, but her heart was filled with peace. Then the man of God continued, The blessings of God make rich and add no sorrow. May, I love you, and I believe you deserve a second chance at life. Marry me, and I will give you the life you truly deserve. A life filled with peace, joy, and true love. May looked at him in surprise. She had never expected such words. After all she had done, could someone still want her? But as she looked into his eyes, she saw truth, light, and love. She smiled through her tears and said, Yes, I will marry you. Not long after, their wedding was held. It was beautiful and full of joy. Friends, family, and even people who once doubted May came to celebrate with her. She was glowing in her white dress, standing beside the man who saved her life, not just physically, but spiritually. From that day forward, May lived a new life, filled with peace, love, and true blessings. She never returned to the river again. She no longer needed magical hair or secret wealth. She had found her true riches in a simple life filled with love, faith, and joy. She and her husband lived happily ever after, cherishing every single moment they spent together. And most importantly, May finally understood what true blessings meant. Moral lessons from May's story. 1. Quick money is not always good money. If something looks too good to be true, it usually is. 2. Every shortcut has a price. May thought she found a way out of suffering, but it nearly cost her soul. 3. God's blessings are pure and peaceful. Real blessings do not come with fear, secrets, or pain. 4. There is always a second chance. No matter how far gone you are, there's still hope for redemption. 5. Spiritual things are real. Be careful what you connect yourself to, knowingly or unknowingly. Thank you, message. Thank you so much for watching this story to the end. I hope you learned something powerful from May's journey. From pain, to riches, to true love and freedom. If you enjoyed this story, please do me a big favor. Like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel. Stick around for more powerful and touching folk tales and life lessons. There's so much more coming your way. Stay blessed, stay safe, and see you in the next story.